Hi, I'm Robert Ziegler, and I'm the conductor for the Fontaine Live Symphony performance. We've had so many great reactions and questions from the gamers and the fans, and especially those of you who really loved hearing the music played by a live symphony orchestra, that I thought I'd take you behind the scenes and show you how it was done. But first, let me tell you a little bit about what I do. I spend a lot of my time conducting symphony orchestras in live concerts, and we play all sorts of music, from the great classics like Beethoven and Tchaikovsky, to all the great film scores by composers like John Williams and Hans Zimmer. I also work a lot of the time in the recording studio, recording new music for films and TV, and increasingly for games, which is where you come in. The Fontaine Live Symphony performance was recorded with the London Symphony Orchestra last July at Abbey Road Studios in London, which is famous, of course, for the Beatles music and that famous zebra crossing in front. But it's also where countless film scores have been recorded, including the music for Star Wars and Harry Potter and literally thousands of others. We then took the orchestra and a film crew to nearby Camden Town to film and record the music in a great old building called the Roundhouse. It was great fun to conduct the music, and I know not everybody knows what's involved in that, so I thought I'd start there.
I've always wondered this. Is the conductor that important? Like, could you do without the guy? I never really get what he's doing, but I don't really know much. Because like he'll just sort of be like,
What does the conductor do? That's the question I'm asked most often. Well, getting any large group of people to do anything together requires some sort of direction. I'm working here with over 60 professional musicians. They've been playing their instruments for years. They practice every day. But the horn player all the way on the left side of the orchestra, for example, can't always hear what the bass player on the right side of the orchestra is doing. So I use my gestures to bring the orchestra together so they can focus on me, for instance, when the music starts, when the music stops, if it goes a little bit faster, if it goes a little bit slower, if it's supposed to grow louder and more intense, or be quiet and very laid back. So they can use me as the point of reference and carrying on, concentrating on playing their instruments as well as they possibly can.
So many talented people in one place.
Wow.
Masters.
All of them.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed at how quickly they get to know the music, get it under their fingers, and put down a great recording. So, how do I know what to do and who's playing which part? Well, I've got this big piece of sheet music here, which we call the conductor's score. And it's got all of the instruments that are playing on it and all of the music they play. So I just work from this. This is what I study. And for instance, here's the beginning of this piece. That's the glass harp and the Celeste. In a game, like in a film, the music and the picture have to be synchronized. They have to be in sync. So when you go into that dark basement, the spooky music comes up just at the right moment. Or when there's a romantic kiss, the music swells just when you want it to. In order to do that, we use what's called a click track, which is basically just a metronome, to let us know the precise moment to start and stop the music. If you see us in the studio wearing headphones, most likely that's what we're listening to. Now you know a little bit about how we did it. Let's look at the performance.
I didn't know that it's an actual thing.
What the actual...
Oh, wow.
What's that?
Look at that, bro. How are they? Jeez.
Oh my god.
That is so cool. You're kidding me.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
they're
fucking god.
playing the fucking
Glass.
glasses?
Glasses.
Glasses.
So, the wine glasses. The first thing we see and hear at the top of this recording is this magical sound.
Are those special glasses?
These are totally regular wine glasses filled with different amounts of water. So when you rub your finger around the rim, they make different pitches. Try it the next time you're at dinner. The musician playing them here is one of the percussionists who are incredibly skilled musicians who play literally dozens of instruments.
That shit's so talented.
People who can play with water are so cool.
The fact that somebody can actually do this and do it really well, like this specifically, I think is like wild.
Today he might be playing the glasses, tomorrow he might be playing the glockenspiel, or indeed drum kit, or the castanets.
There was some Spanish influence there, no?
I don't know that name.
The castanets are a great instrument to use when you want an instant hit of Spanish rhythm and color. Now, those aren't the only unusual thing about this particular orchestra.
I see. The redneck in me wants to call that a mandolin, right?
No, you're absolutely right. That is a mandolin, and it's not what we expect to hear in a traditional symphony orchestra. In fact, there's lots of unusual instruments in this orchestra.
Oh damn. They're using a ton of cool, like, unique instruments.
Yeah.
So many instruments that you wouldn't expect in a symphony orchestral piece.
This is to tie into the world of Fontaine, which is loosely based on France. DMC123 specifically brought in instruments like the mandolin, the lute, the viola da gamba, the harpsichord, to evoke a feeling of France in a period called the Belle Époque, which is the late 19th, early 20th centuries. Perhaps the most typical French sound is this one.
That looks like an old school typewriter.
Yeah.
And the accordion. Let's freaking go. Hell yeah.
I just happen to have one here. This is the accordion. It's a very handy instrument to have. It just basically puts wind through a lot of reeds inside, so it sounds like a wind section or it sounds like a string section. It gives that specific French color. But this is not the only keyboard you're going to see in the concert. What's really featured is the very grand piano. It's about 9 foot long, and you'll see it in concert halls all over the world.
Man, it looks like a flipping yacht.
You can see here the grand piano, the harpsichord, occasionally an organ or two, and in particular, the Celeste. Now, the Celeste is a magical instrument. It gives a very distinctive sound because instead of the hammers hitting strings like it does on a piano, they strike bells, which gives it that very celestial sound. It's probably familiar to you from the score for Harry Potter. That main theme. That's played by a Celeste. So as you can see, there's a lot of variety in the orchestra, but nothing caught your attention more than this.
What's up? What?
Is she playing like a giant bowl of glass?
What the hell is that instrument?
What's that?
What is that? Is she blowing glass right now?
Is this another like glass instrument?
Looks like spinning glass or clay or some shit.
What is that?
They're using water instruments!
So, let's talk about the glass harmonica. This amazing instrument was invented in the 18th century by none other than Benjamin Franklin. That's right, one of America's founding fathers and a tireless inventor. Not only does it look like it belongs in the world of Fontaine, but again, it uses water to produce the sound. Those glass wheels that you're seeing are passing through a little bit of water, and the wheels will resonate when you press your finger against them, just like they do with the wine glasses. And so you can play it like it's a xylophone or a vibraphone or a hydrophone. Well, I receive the music a few weeks before we start recording, and I study it, and then I get back in touch with the composer and the people at Hoyo-Verse with any questions I might have, like what particular moods they're looking for in the music, how much music we're going to be recording, and are there any special instruments, like the glass harmonica. Then, depending on the amount of music we're recording, we have 2 or 3 days of sessions. Quite often, they'll send a demo of the music, which is really useful in order to get a feel for it. It sounds like this. Well, the composer DMC123 comes from a background of equal parts game music, pop music, and classical music. So he has a lot to draw on and likes to integrate the orchestra into all these genres. And he actually composes on a digital audio workstation like most composers do these days. Now, the musicians are usually seeing this music for the first time at the recording session. They may arrive a bit early to get a look at it in case there's any tricky bits or any unusual instruments, like the wine glasses, in which case we'll sort all that out well in advance of the first session. I'm always amazed at how quickly they get to know the music.
Also, can we take a moment to appreciate how badass the conductor's shirt is?
Oh, his shirt.
It's dope.
I'm glad you like the shirt. Well, that's it for now. I really hope you enjoyed this walk through the orchestra and some look behind the scenes. I have a lot more of those bits to share with you. So please like and subscribe and stick around. Bye for now.